It is a relatively new disease in soybean called red crown rot. We're starting to see it in more areas. I found a couple of fields in Ripley County, Indiana, that I found the red crown rot in. You can distinguish it by the little red perithecia at the soil level on the stem. And the other thing that you will see is the leaf chlorosis or yellowing and eventually death. And it looks very similar to sudden death syndrome, those leaf symptoms. So you might see it and maybe you've seen sudden death before and you say, oh no, I have sudden death out there. Well, you probably need to take a closer look just to make sure you're diagnosing the problem correctly. So the telltale sign is seeing these perithecium on dying plants at the soil level. The other thing is that the leaves stay attached to the plant. They don't fall off like they do in sudden death. So normally sudden death syndrome, the leaves will yellow up, they'll die, they fall off the plant, the petioles stay on, and the plant looks like a skeleton. In this case, the leaves stay attached. They just kind of crinkle up and turn brown and black. That's kind of another telltale sign. So we've been seeing it a little bit in Ohio. I know they've had reports in other states. It's something that's starting to become more of a problem, and we just need to be aware of where it is and how much it's spreading. We don't know a lot about this disease right now. We do know it's going to persist in the soil for a few years. It may even persist longer. Obviously, tillage practices will probably help that, but I know a lot of people are doing minimal till, no till, so I'm not trying to get you to change the practice that you're doing, but it's just something to be aware of. It also affects other leguminous crops. It can be a problem in peanuts, and I think I've heard it's could be a problem in alfalfa as well. The soybean is probably the biggest concern that we have in this area as far as a disease problem, but it just seems like there's always something new that we have to combat and be cognizant of and just be aware of and be on the lookout for. I have been hearing about red crown rot in soybeans for a few years now, but this was the first year that I actually saw it in the field. So it's not yet widespread, but like most other diseases, when they first come in several years ago, tar spot was the big disease in corn, and we've seen it spread. And year in, year out, we see different levels of infection from that disease. So it's something we have to keep an eye out for. And then with this being a new disease, we just need to make sure we're monitoring its spread and looking for ways to combat it. One of the things that we offer on our seed treatment in soybean is a product called Ceramax. And it's a biological, but it has activity against red crown rot. It's not a silver bullet, but it's going to help you establish your plants early in the season. Anything you can do to keep those plants healthier from the beginning is going to benefit it in the long term, and it's going to keep the spread of disease in check. It appears that areas that have some compaction, some wetness, particularly early in the season, but even later in the season, can favor the development of this disease. So definitely be on the lookout for it in those areas of the field. We're still learning a lot about this. We don't know very much about any specific tolerance within soybean varieties yet, but it'll be something to look at and try and evaluate. Obviously, when a disease comes in, scientists are trying to figure out a way, how can we work with this disease? How can you maybe put it in a greenhouse setting, do some screening trials, things like that. Field screening is very difficult to do because you don't have uniformity of disease in most areas. So, but that could also be something to look into if you find a hot spot in a field somewhere. I've done that in the past with other diseases, but it seems like if you want to get rid of a disease, put a disease nursery there. That's kind of the joke in the pathology world for plants. So.